Hi guys, welcome back to another Explain 12 video. We haven't flown Explain 12 near as much as it deserves to be flown. I'm still too much of a P3D fanboy, but I thought it was time to take the Embraer 110 by DreamFoils. I think it's by DreamFoils, right? Let me double check. Now I got Embraer E110 Explain 12, or I think it's Explain 11 aircraft, right? Here we go. So it's brought to us by DreamFoil. Yeah, so that was correct. And with some tweaks to make it work in Explain 12, rain effects, etc. added to the wind shields. We are flying with Finnaviation, an airline that used to operate in Finland, I think, during the 80s. Possibly that it went, I'm actually gonna Google it, so I'm gonna be a bit sneaky here. So from 1979 to 1996. And it used quite a wide variety of aircraft. Saabs 340, Rockwell Turbo Commanders, and the Embraer 110 Banderante, which is the one we're flying today. And in terms of our flight, we are at EFTU, so at Turku. Should be just the default Turku if I'm not mistaken. Looks pretty good though, for being default. I now added, so I have to zoom in. If I'm using the scroll, I have to press Alt, which helps a lot with Explain when flying. We have a pretty nice weather. There's some thunderstorms in the vicinity, but hopefully nothing too bad. But let's see once we get going. We're gonna open that. Actually, let's just open that as well. I guess this is for the cargo. It's not a very roomy plane. That's kind of the first things that one notices, but it's a very nice plane. I've flown it once on this channel. Great flight, apart from the landings where it were so cloudy that we basically couldn't see the ground, and then I went a bit too extreme. We crash landed. Hopefully this flight will be better. This aircraft deserves to be flown properly. We're gonna jump into the... Oh yeah, I forgot you can't really jump in since it's such a small plane. We'll quickly jump into the cockpit so you can see the cabin. Nothing too fancy. I mean, it's not that many rows. What's this, like 28 people, if even that? 20, 24? I mean, there's like 7 rows, right? 7 times 3, 21-ish. Something along those lines. So yeah, not the aircraft with the most stuff happening. At least in terms of the people, since there's so few of them. I'm gonna start Pack X as the first thing we do today. And the reason is just because I want the landing rate. Not really sure you would have any sort of flight attendant or similar, but hey, you never know. We're not gonna be flying very high. This is an unpressurized. I think, let me see. Yeah, not pressurized. So the question is what the normal cruising altitude was with this one. I'm gonna guess below 10,000, so not very high, even though it has a higher service ceiling. Yeah, to 10,000. So we're gonna use 10,000 as our cruising altitude, not 100,000 but 10. We'll put in our data here. I don't think this one is available as an option, so we can just use the Saab one with a bit less people. I don't think I have anything from Finnaviation I haven't been able to find, so we'll just borrow Finnair. I guess they were somehow connected. Forgot to check that up beforehand, but I assume so. So we can start that process. Pre-flight stuff. So there's a lot of things to do. You press here to get the menu right, so you can check all of these. So for example, I'm trying to think. Let's remove all, but put the ground power on. So that's an external power now, which should be fine. Navigation lights should go on. And let me see. So battery external power, we're on external power. Anti-collision lights should be on rotating. So maybe the beacon one, I assume. Inverters 2 and 1 should go on. The totalizer should be set. Don't think I can remove those so it's not in our way. And let me just see if there's anything else. Fuel pumps on.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble
So
finding
on,
for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight
and then auto.
over your seat.
The main ones should be on.
After you put your
Hydraulic,
carry-on items in the overhead bin
booster
and
pump
make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also,
on.
be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that
Radios
other
off.
passengers can get by you. If you're
Okay,
seated in an emergency exit
so we
row,
can start with battery or external power. Basically, we have that option.
please make sure that you are able and willing to
I'm a
perform
bit
these actions.
intrigued though by the
If
fact
you're
that we are
please let a
not
flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated.
using.
Portable electronic devices
So I would want
are
to put in
aboard
the
the
flight
process.
plan as the
We ask
first thing
that
before
larger
starting
electronic
everything, and then we
devices
need to
are
find
stored once you start from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
the radio. No smoking should of course be on. So where's the radio switch? And that's a very good question. It is here somewhere. Let me see. You can't do the circuit breakers. So if you're into that depth of simulation, this aircraft might not be up to your standard, but it's a very good aircraft, so I can highly recommend
We're ready
it.
to go when you are.
Let me see. I'm still getting used to this
Welcome aboard flight
of using the alt
4003. Our flight
for
time will be roughly
zooming,
2
but it is
hours.
much better that I have this
Now that the
option
cabin
now.
door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in
Let me see.
airplane
That's
mode and
D,
your
I
light devices
think.
are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that
You
all
would think
tray
it's
tables and
here
seat backs are in the
somewhere,
full
but
upright lock position for departure. Cabin crew,
let me
prepare
oh,
cabin for
there it is.
departure.
We can just put those on. That kind of solved our problem. No avionics master. We can keep that on standby. We have a very short flight plan, which is nice, but we should still do it, of course. So I would actually start by going to the flight plan. We'll push this one, and we can actually, what I'm thinking we do first, let me see. So flight plan. Let me see, menu, procedures, right? We wanna select the departure one, and that's gonna be runway 8 with the live. B1. we're gonna add that as our first step. Then we're gonna go down. We'll do the same on this one to make sure that they match. So live 3B, can load that, push and go down, so we'll tweak those. We only have one direct, it seems like, and that's Sotup. So let's get that inserted. It will just take a bit of time since we have to do it on both GPSs or both Garmin's. So now we're almost there. So we can accept. Actually, one thing we can do whilst we are doing our things is just to go and let's fly with the Finnair one. Doesn't seem to be any Finnaviation set up, so that's a bit annoying. Maybe I should have added that for future, but oh well, no biggie. We don't have any procedures, so that's interesting. Maybe we should add that. I'm gonna add that for us. We'll load a SID. The star we're using is the Sotup 2B. So I'm gonna actually show you this one when I'm clicking on it, so you also can see it. So this is our flight, and we're landing at runway 3. So I think we can just do the VUR. We get to Naril. Doesn't seem to be really any sort of there's really no good, so we should just do a direct, I would say, or a vector. We can activate the approach, should be relatively straightforward. We can validate, we can file, and we'll connect to the sim, and whilst it does that, I'll do the same thing on this Garmin. Basically just making sure we get the same waypoints.
Are light and variable. Visibility 6.
We'll change the 80s quickly so we don't have to listen to that. And that's good, and then we need to put in our arrival airport. So there we go, and I think we'll do the same here. So E, F, and at M it will know, and we can select arrival, and we're doing the SOTU 2B. We can load that. We'll also select the approach. We're doing runway 3, the VR, and we're using vectors, so we can load that. And now we basically should have everything set up as intended. Potentially though, with of course this one, let's see actually if we are gonna fly it correctly. That's always a bit, because after Sotup we're supposed to go Basset and Naril. Okay, it looks correct. It's the approach one that's below, yeah. So that makes sense. We'll do the same here. Arrival, the B1. I will do the same here in terms of the approach. So the VR vector. And that's good. Then we have that set. We can also align that one. Same with this one. We still have the doors open. Would be good to close them, so we don't forget to do that. In terms of other things, I think it's mainly to get the IFR clearance. Finnair 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. And we have a cool ATR over here, Scandinavian.
Finnair 4003 is cleared to Echo Foxtrot Mike Alpha Fly the level 3 Bravo departure, then as filed. Expect departure runway 08. Climb to flight level 060 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Torco approach on 120.47. Squawk 6163.
6163.
Finnair 4003
There we go.
is cleared to Echo Foxtrot.
Do we have
Mike
any
Alpha Fly,
altitude
the level 3 Bravo departure. Then
where
is
we can
filed.
put that
Climb
in?
to flight level 060 via the
We have an
departure.
altitude
Expect higher
button.
clearances 2 minutes after departure. Turku approach on 120.47.
Yeah, no
Squawk 6163.
no autopilot, that's fine. Let me go
Finnair
down a bit.
4003
Oh.
read back correct QNH is 1010. Let us know when you're ready for pushback.
Okay, yeah, nothing too
QNH is
interesting.
1010 Finnair 4003.
Okay, QNH 10. Yeah, that's problematic in the sense that we don't have the correct. And I'm actually wondering, one thing we also need to do, of course, load up our airplane correctly, which we haven't done. Customize, no. Quick views, field of view, stability, no. Smart livery, exterior, no. Customize, we already did that one. Yeah, field of view. I think what we can then do is just load it through this tool. So fuel, we should be at 1200. Can be a bit above like that. Our zero fuel should be around 4,000. So that makes about no sense whatsoever. Could we even be that low on? Yeah, okay. Seems a bit odd. I'll add the right fuel, but in terms of the rest, I'm actually not certain what's gonna be. I'm quickly checking if there's any plugin for this one. Probably should check this before starting just to make sure. Let me see X-Plane. Yeah, not really finding anything. But that's interesting. Okay. I do wonder though, are you able to customize anything? Anything in terms of the... Because you would think you can add passengers. But okay, I think this is fine. Let's just say that it's an empty plane. But yeah, feels a bit weird that I couldn't find it. It is somewhere. The question is just where. Now that's also odd. Why did those die out on us? Good question. Let's see. Let's start and see what happens. Finnair 4003, ready for engine start.
Finnair 400, 3 engines start approved.
Oh, that's probably why.
Engine start approved. Finnair 4003.
Inverters, the lights are all correctly set up, etc. Everything's looking good. Okay, let's see if we can start this plane. That might be the easiest. So, starter switch. Or actually, before we go, let's do the pre-flight. Propeller levers at max. So let me see, max RPM. Starter switch start. So let's start the right one. Oil pressure, positive indications, fuel condition lever, low. Idle. Do we have any parking brake? Yeah, we do. Let's put that on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen to an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Oil pressure 40 minimum.
Welcome aboard Finnair. Before departure, we would like to focus on
40
safety.
psi.
As we will be demonstrating the safety features.
Yeah, everything's looking good.
Smartphones and other handheld electronic devices.
Let's start the other one as well.
Must be switched off and stowed for takeoff and landing. Make sure that your armrest is in the down position and the window
Okay, that's good. So everything is starting as intended.
Your safety belt is fastened by inserting the metal end into the buckle like this. Tighten the belt firmly. To open your belt, lift the metal buckle.
So battery master should go to battery, generator should go to on. Voltmeters checked, inertial separators as required. I guess we can put them on. Static pitot heats. Let's put that on just to be safe. Passenger PAX heat. Probably good to have. Gyro and light should be armed. And I think it's armed. Trying to... It's not this one, is it? Radios are on. Radar should be standby. Transponder should also be standby. Air conditioning as required. Guess we can put that on. Why not? We can keep it on auto. Nose wheel steering on. And I think that should do for now. Finnair 4003 ready to taxi. Okay, we can put those on.
Finnair 400, 3 runway 08. Taxi via taxiways Tango. Foxtrot. Hold short runway 08.
Runway 08. Taxi via
We can
taxiways Tango.
keep it on
Foxtrot. Hold short runway 08.
And weather
Finnair
radar.
4003.
Okay, power levers taxi, which I think we're on. Radar can be on. Can we do any test here? Doesn't seem like it. We're supposed to be able to do one. Crossfeed off. Yeah, looks to be off. Trim tab can be on the green one. What about flaps? We can maybe put one step of flaps. The question is though, where's the flap indicator? I think it might be that one. Maybe we can put a bit less. Probably don't need to push it too much. Windows closed, because you can open them. You'll hear a bit more sounds. In that case, we got taxi clearance. So we're gonna do a bit of taxiing. We're not doing the closest one, aka a runway 26. We're doing runway 8. Anything else? Anything else? Engine run up. Yeah, and then you wanna check governor. Can do some tests. Yeah, looks good. The automatic feathering checks, etc. We'll leave that for now. We'll put on the taxi lights. Takeoff data. It's gonna be fine. This one. Radar is on. I'm also actually gonna put on the TCAS because I always forget that otherwise. And we can release the parking brake and check if we're able to taxi, and it does seem like we are. You can see the tiller being moved here on the left. There's none on the right, so only the Capitaine can taxi.
Ready to go.
Okay, we're taxiing. Let's see how the weather is en route. They didn't warn for thunderstorms, etc., but Windy was saying there's some in the vicinity, so we might have to be prepped for a nasty surprise. Most of our next steps are for when we are actually at the runway itself and ready for taking off. Is that a plane coming into land? It does look like it. But here we go. Flying the beautiful Embraer 110. I would call this the highest fidelity turboprop I have in X-Plane, together maybe with the Mankey Q100 to 300. Maybe also the, trying to think which one I also have. I have one of those British ones made by J. Rowland. Don't remember which one it is now, but I'm actually gonna check that. I've flown it so badly, to be honest, or so rarely, which I guess equates to flying it badly in a way. No, we shouldn't be going into the gravel. We'll avoid that. But yeah, it's the J. Rowland BAE Jetstream 32. That one is also pretty good. I think this one is better though, in my honest opinion. But yeah, otherwise that one is a good one as well. I think the best one probably is the, I'm gonna guess it's the Dash, the Q400. But even though it looks good, I've heard it has bad FPS, etc. And I have already the Dash 8 in P3D, which is amazing by Majestic, so I have no need. It's the same reason why I don't have the Rotate, McDonnell Douglas and the MD-11, because I already have the nice Leonardo one and the TFDI MD-11 in P3D. So yeah, not always easy to choose between sims if they have the same aircraft, but I try to keep a healthy balance, not owning the same type of aircraft. I've made some exception, like the Tolis A321 and the FS Labs A321, etc. Or like the Cibo, which is freeware, and then the PMD G1, the 737. Are we going a bit too fast? Let me see, I'm gonna bring down the levers a bit. And let's see if we get the takeoff clearance. Maybe we can make it before that aircraft.
Finnair 400, 3 advise when ready for departure.
Wilco Finnair 4003.
Finnair 4003 ready for departure. Okay, let's see if they catch that. Finnair 4003 ready for departure.
Finnair 400, 3 hold short runway 08 traffic on final.
Ah, they're kidding me. There is traffic on final.
Short runway 0,
but it's so
Finnair
far away.
4003.
Because it's a turboprop. God damn. When I first saw that, I was like, what is this silly looking thing? Look at those. It looks hilarious. I need to get some updates for the Just Flight Traffic Global. Okay, since we have some time to wait, we can prep things, landing lights. One thing we forgot was the anti-collision. Should have done that much sooner. Anything else? Strobe? Do we have any other light switches somewhere? Such as the strobe? Not that I can see as of now. ELT, that's armed. Bright, yeah, we're not using those lights anyway. Fire horn cut out, okay. We could have taken off, this is silly. But yeah, one thing we didn't do was actually check the QNH. So I'm actually gonna check what it is. So Q and I'll do the windy one. Actually, that's gonna be better. Can we get it in American numbers? No, it's only in. Well, maybe we can. So that's 2982, something like that. Probably do the same on this one. That was a much cleaner one actually. Any standby one? Doesn't seem like it. Flight ignition, do we need to have anything like that on? Doesn't seem like it. The conditioner levels we should have in high idle. And apart from that, that's about it, I think. Let's make sure we don't over stress the engine so we lose it. I've had that happen to me. Oh, let's do the fire test. Yeah, that looked good. Since we have some time, I'm just gonna... Okay, that's cool, you can open that. I guess that's for manual gear extension. But anything else in terms of load sheet or similar. Sucks that you don't have an EFB on this one, but even though this one is pretty good. And there we have the ATR.
Finnair 4003 runway 08, line up and wait.
Line up and
wait.
wait.
Runway 08, Finnair 4003.
We are ready. I hope at least. Okay, let's see. Do we want to have the tiller on? I'm gonna keep the tiller on. I'm not sure if you close that for the takeoff. Whoa, that was speedy. Yeah, let's be a bit cautious here with the high idle. Prop levers at 91%. That's for the climb phase. What about takeoff? Doesn't say, it says 25% for the flap indicator actually, so we should go higher. 25 like that.
Finnair 400, 3 winds are light and variable. Runway 08 cleared for takeoff, squawk 6163.
Runway 08 cleared for takeoff, squawking 6163, Finnair 400.
Okay, that's good. I do want to use the nav, so not sure why that one is playing hardball now. Can we put nav? Oh yes, that's just the general autopilot one, and then I guess we have these. Okay, good. So we have the nav one. What about the altitude one? Do we have to set anything specific on that one, or will it... Okay, we'll find out as we go. Wish us good luck. Geronimo. Okay, we're gonna push this bird. Okay, let's see. We are. Oh. That was crazy. Okay. Not sure what happened there. Was that maybe the tiller? Maybe we should have locked it. Let's climb. We managed to survive that. Okay, and we are climbing. Gonna check that we are actually getting the trim. Yeah, working, that's good. Gonna push back a bit on the throttle. Just to make sure it's working. We're gonna hand fly this one for a while. The power levers, I'm gonna set them for climb. I'm not sure, do you wanna keep those on? On high idle, that's my main. Okay, it's looking good though, and we are able to fly. I'll bring them back down a bit. Okay, 91. And which one was it? It was the... Oh yeah, the flaps. We can take those to 0. NG, and which one is this? NH. Oh yeah, we need to get that trim under control, so we're actually climbing. Not flying my best here. Feels like we have a lot of wind. I actually didn't even bother checking that. No, we're only 2 knots. Okay, so I was wrong. My mistake. We'll turn here. Well, it's looking good. It's a beautiful aircraft. I'm gonna add a bit of trim. Actually, maybe that could have been it, the rudder trim. Now we fly a bit better once I added a bit of that. And let me see the master one. Okay, we can probably bring down the RPMs a bit. Actually, maybe you keep it in high idle. And you then bring down the
Finnair 400, 3
the
contact
RPMs
Turku
a bit.
approach on 120.47.
Approach on 120.47 Finnair 4003.
So fuel conditions, you seem to keep those on high idle. Okay, still climbing, still looking good. Or as good
Finnair
as it can look.
3 good morning.
Let's try to get this bird to fly with the autopilot. We'll add the yaw dampener first. So that should help a bit. We'll then add the autopilot. And let's add that we want to climb around 600 feet per minute. And let's add a altitude that's above what we are now. Okay, that's interesting. It's forcing us down. Is that because it's altitude select? I guess it's an altitude select. So if we're only doing vertical, which I now added.
Finnair 400, 3 climb and maintain flight level 060.
But how did I add that?
Climb and maintain flight level 060 Finnair 4003.
This is intriguing. So I'm able to add it through my own autopilot panel, but I can't seem to figure out how we want to do nav 1. Yeah, let's keep as is. Are we even following the right nav?
6502, descend 7000 south, finish 107.
Let's do heading mode. For now. Let's see if that might work in our favor. I can see that it's red flagged here, so what I'm just wondering if I need to somehow set it from. Let me see, after takeoff, the hydraulic one, I guess the inertial separation can go off, landing and taxi lights. Let's do that for now, while I try to figure out where the GPS switch is. We can do the prop sync. And let's see, prop levers should be around 83. We can probably push them a bit higher. Although the torque is now maybe something like this should be good enough. What's the warning for landing gear? We don't. That's odd one. Is the problem that we have. Let me get this hydraulic one back on. We must have by mistake activated something. You don't get these errors out of nothing. Let me check actually. Embraer 110 landing gear warning. Oh, it's because we're below a certain airspeed. Yeah, okay, I see now. I see what's going on. We're screwing ourselves a bit. I think hopefully we can redeem it. The airspeed is quite low though. Yeah, as you can see, we have some variety in the weather. Looks generally pretty good. Looks very good actually, Finland generally, and with the map enhancement, whatever it's called. Yeah, map enhancement. Okay, and now I'm gonna try to figure out. Oh yeah, I know. GPS. GPS. Now we're on nav. We're gonna follow the GPS. There we go. So yeah, just me being a bit dumb. We have around 29 minutes to go.
Finnair
We're flying pretty
400,
slow.
3 climb and maintain flight level 060.
Climb and maintain flight level 060 Finnair 4003.
Okay, let's see. Maybe we're doing a bit too much. Something like this. Don't want to push it too much. Yeah, we know. There's always something wrong. Okay, we are coming up soon. I'm gonna go to standard. It's around 2993. Yeah, seatbelt sign should probably be on. I'm not sure. Do we see any bad clouds? Any naughty clouds? Doesn't
Finnair 400,
look like
3
it.
climb and maintain flight level 060.
Climb and maintain flight level 060 Finnair.
060.
400.
Let's climb a bit faster. We are at around 5,000 feet. Let's do 600 feet per minute. We have the speed for it. Yeah, let's start thinking about how we're gonna land at EFMA. Because we're doing the VR one, so it might be good to have that prepared on nav 1. So the VR is 1.4.7. So we can just switch that to get the localizer. You can see our range from it, 59 nautical miles. So still a bit of traveling left to do. Gonna ascend a bit slower. But good, most things were able to be tweaked in the end. Now we just need to hold once we get to our altitude, and then we should be good. We should be bueno.
Finnair 400,
Hopefully the landing is
3
bueno
climb
as well.
and maintain flight level 100. Contact Embraer Center on 121.3.
Not sure if they flew in real life
Climb and maintain flight level
from
100
Turku at all.
Center
I know they flew from
on
Helsinki.
121.3 Finnair 4003.
And a lot of flights by Finnaviation were to like the archipelago, etc.
Center Finnair 4003 climbing to flight level 100.
Almost at
Finnair
600.
4003, good morning.
Okay, now we're climbing to flight level 100. Mm. Okay. Okay. What can we do? We can continue climbing to 100, which we are. So I guess we can't really set the altitude in any way, even though we have that possibility according to the GPS that sorry, not the GPS, but the autopilot that I have by Logitech. Not really sure how that one works. It's a bit of an enigma. We have consumed quite a bit of fuel, but we should have enough to make it. Fuel flow and fuel amounts are looking fine. Not the best, not the worst. In terms of the weather radar, not really seeing anything. And in terms of our flight, looking good. We can add a bit more thrust.
Finnair 4003 expect the SOTA 2 Bravo arrival with the SOTA transition for the VO, our approach to runway 03 at Mariehamn Airport.
Expect the SOTA 2 Bravo arrival with a SOTA transition for the VO, our approach to runway 03 Finnair 4003.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's see what viewpoints we have. And we have some cool ones, some passenger ones. Look at that. X-plane is really... When I got the X-roads, I didn't really think it was going to change a lot, but it really helped with making the ground look better. I mean, it's still a bit weird. I don't know what it is, but the water in X-plane is not good. I really like the P3D one that I get with is it the NVIDIA packs? So I'm wondering if there's an water effect. There's an ultimate water enhancement. But you always know they're a bit fishy when they're not really showing you before and after, different altitudes, etc. Apparently someone is suggesting tweaking the wave settings. I have no clue where you do that. Okay, I'm just gonna press done, check wave settings. Okay, so there's the data refs. But yeah, I wish I could tweak it a bit. It's just something looks a bit off with it. I'm not saying it's super annoying, but that's my newest gripe with Explain. The water. There's always something new you want to update or tweak. It's the curse of flight sim. You're just tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. 5 minutes ETA, that's very nice. If you wanna put on the panel lights just for fun, where would you do that? Panel. There we go. Can't really see those. Was that it though? The hydraulic one should stay off. That was just me when I got worried about the landing gear. Yeah, okay, so that one works. That one works. Don't you have anything for the dials themselves in terms of night light? Maybe no. Weird. Nothing that I can see at least. Okay, 3 minutes. So still some ways to go. What's Pilot TDC saying? 16 minutes. That seems more reasonable. We are coming up on 19,000. Or maybe we can let the peeps look around.
Flight deck, this is your first officer. We'll be reaching our cruising altitude soon. Everything's looking good up here in the cockpit. Will you let your cabin crew know if there's anything that we can do?
De-icing, I don't think there's anything we need to do with that one. I think we can open this if we really wanna listen to the noise out there, which we don't. Anything else?
Hey there, good afternoon, Caleb 24 Tango Plus 331, rapid start of 400 plus Ailer. Hello, good for Tango and
Things are looking fine. We're soon at 10,000 feet. And then we'll be able to cruise. We can climb a bit slower, so we don't bleed off our speed. Yeah, it's a fun aircraft to fly, this one. In terms of smaller ones, I really try to think if P3D if I have any kind of similar option. I guess it's the King Air, which is great actually. That's a plane I haven't flown in a while. Look at those clouds. Maybe there are some nasty clouds here.
15 Charlie Romeo, turn right heading 225. Heading 225, please, 15 sail now.
Thin Air 4003 descend via the Soda 2B arrival with the SOTUP transition to 1,600 feet QNH is 1010 at Mariahaman Airport.
1010.
Descend via the Soda 2B arrival with the SOTUP transition to 1,600 feet QNH is 1010 Finnair 4003.
Okay, let's just get up to our altitude and then we'll start descending. Or will that leave us vulnerable? I hope not. Hard to say though. Okay, sorry, the ETA here is just for next waypoint. That's why it differs from pilot to ADC, which is calculating the ETA to destination. Not sure if it's bird's way or if it's based on the route. And let's see if I should take. Now we can keep as is, I think, with the thumbnail. I wonder what the story of this aircraft. It's probably based on a real one, right? OABB. OABB. So there's one picture from 1987. This is Helsinki Vantaa, I think, airport. Scanned from a negative. Okay. That's cool. Do we have any other ones? Some other ones from 1985, black and white. And I'm gonna move this one down whilst I search for any sort of information on it. Here it is in a slightly different livery flying for Air Botnia. I think it's similar, but yeah, with some differences. But is that it? Is there nothing else that we are... Okay, we're reaching 10,000 very shortly. So I'm gonna actually check if we do altitude, what's gonna happen. Are we gonna basically hit that and then we are at 10,000, or is it something else? Okay, let's see, we are at 10. So let's do the altitude one. So now we should be no longer climbing. So the question is, are we no longer climbing? Yes, we are no longer climbing. Oh, let's see. Oh, the AI is actually providing some information from Google. Okay, so what's it saying? Oh, Jesus Christ. Manchester Boston Regional Airport, there was a crash. God damn. Okay, so this plane... God damn. Okay. This plane is Caputi. That's a very sad ending for this plane, actually. Not really any other good pictures, just seems to have crashed. We're actually now also gonna start descending, I think. Oh, sorry, we don't want to do that. We're not on approach. We want to do nav. Is that pitch? So maybe there is no vertical, but well, we can descend through pitch. And I'm gonna move these a bit back. So we're now descending to 1,600. We can do seatbelt signs. We can do landing lights already, just so we don't forget. Ignition and PAX heat. I guess PAX heat, and I guess this is the in-flight ignition. Let's just leave as is, I don't want to mess with that. Altimeters was the same, so 29 or 82. I'm gonna also set that a bit earlier than maybe we should, just so we have it prepared. Trying to find this or more information about this plane. Very interesting that it crashed. Awful, of course, but it's quite hard.
Contract 1471, how do you
Oh, that's good news. So the crash in 05. Flying a cargo route, engine failure, aircraft to bank and fall to the ground. I don't have any extended flaps. And we're definitely not flying. That's odd. We got a warning from the X-Plane system that we're overstressing, but we're not using any flaps. Nor are we going particularly fast. We're within the green band. I do hope, at least. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a bit. I'm also gonna zoom in. And let's see, what did they say? They said descend to 151600 QNH 10110. We're below. Yeah, we should probably descend faster than what we're doing now. do 1000 almost. Here the weather looks a bit fishier. No rain though. So that's good. I'm gonna check the EFMA windy 80s. So there's clouds and light showers, so there is
Finnair
potential for some
4003, you are 8 nautical miles southeast of the airport.
rain.
QNH's 1009er cleared direct Mamex, then cleared for the VOR approach to runway 03
Okay,
at Murray
cleared
Hamman Airport.
direct Mamax.
QNH's 1009er cleared direct
We're
Mamex,
gonna
then
use
cleared
the
for the VOR approach to
the
runway
extra
03 at Murray Hamman Airport, Finnair
not space, but the
400.
extra length of the route we have to just get down on time. We should have descended much sooner. I was hoping this wouldn't have happened, but here we are. Do we have any? No speed brakes. Wow, that really looks like the city of Mariehamn. And I guess when you're taking the boats, you come in here, right? The ferries. But here's the normal, or the private harbor, or public harbor, I guess, not the commercial one. Okay, so we're below 7,000. That's good. We just need to continue to go below, below, below. And for that, I'm gonna continue to slow down, whilst also actually increasing these, because we do wanna do the synchro. We actually wanna do off. Oh, it was off. Yeah, sorry. It should have been on. Hydraulic boost on. Anything else? Nose wheel steering on. We need to do that once we have the gear down. We're gonna do the taxi lights on. Let me see, can we do it, or do we? Yeah, there we can. We can. Do the windshield wipers work? They do. Looking pretty good as well. It's a shame this aircraft hasn't been updated for X-Plane 12. It seems to work in most aspects. Looking pretty good as well. Actually, maybe I am gonna do a new, because this looked pretty nice with the boats in the background. Okay, we're going in on final now. The problem is, of course, we don't have any, so I'm wondering if we should go V-lock maybe, so we get on the right V. Oh, the question is though, what's the final heading on the VR? It's 17. So we wanna get to 17. And we are continuing to descend. You can see the runway in front of us. I'm gonna drop the gear down.
Finnair 4003 QNH is
Okay, nose wheel steering is activated.
At Murray Hamman Airport, contact Murray Hamman Tower on 119.7.
QNH's 1009er
Do we have
tower
any
on
chance of making this?
119.7 Finnair 4003.
Maybe if we press down, add a bit of flaps.
Tower Finnair 4003 inbound for VO, our approach runway 03.
Okay, now we were gonna make it, I think.
Good morning. Continue number 1 for the VOR to runway 03 call when established on final.
Yeah, it's looking much
Continue
better
number
now.
1 for the VO, our runway
Looks very
03
good
call when
I mean, when you zoom in, right, with the trees, so I just wish we didn't have to zoom in for that. Even though it's kind of smooth how it loads in. Maybe it's an FPS thing. In that case, yeah, okay, keep it as is. Probably worth it. Okay, 2000. We're a bit above, but not at all as bad as it seemed just a few minutes ago. We're gonna make this, I think. Finnair 4003, established on final.
Finnair 4003 winds are 013 at 6
So we're gonna
knots. Cleared to land runway 03.
zoom in a bit.
Cleared to land runway 0, tree, Finnair.
And look at that. Now it's looking good. I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot and the yaw dampener. Gonna go flaps full, and I'm gonna stop our descent a bit. Let's do the inertial separators, props, etc. Everything is correctly set. Okay, good. Gonna add some more thrust. So far it's looking good. We are descending and we are on profile. One thing we did forget was the minimums, but it's looking good, so we have runway in sight, etc. So who cares? No, that's the wrong attitude. Should always check your minimums, but yeah, forgot it this time. Okay, we can slow down a bit. I guess around a bit below 100. That would be probably good for the landing. The winds seem okay-ish. No rain or similar has occurred. Let's hope it's an okay airport. It looks a bit barren now, even though the runway looks good. I really like the default runways. I wish some of the P3D paver ones had as good runways as the X-Plane default ones. Okay, let's see. It's looking okay. Looking okay. We are getting down. Let's see. I just want to make sure we aren't. Okay, we're a bit off center line, so that's not the best. Oh, that was a bit hard. Oh, Jesus. We are never never an easy day with this aircraft. God. Yeah, the landing, that's gonna be a hard landing. Maybe not as hard as I'm thinking, but probably a firm landing. Let's put it that way. It's a firm landing. Okay, well, we made it. That's all that matters. A landing you can walk away from is a good landing. We're gonna start braking a bit here. Could also be just some bug, not sure why it wants to. Let's have a look at the replay to get a better idea of what I'm doing wrong. Could be that I'm not controlling the tiller, so it just kind of twists with the speed, which could make sense.
Finnair 4003, there is no ground control at this airport. Let us know if you need taxi instructions.
I don't need no taxi instructions, that's for sillies. The only thing I need is to shut the landing lights and get back on the taxiway. And just park here. Looks very good, this one. Once again, just the default airport, and it looks so nice. That's X-Plane's biggest strength by far. And look at that with the plug-in with the guy, he's helping us in. Works really well. Yeah, okay, we are coming in. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying. We don't want to go too far, right? Okay, let's see. We'll follow him if it's wrong. Okay. Now we can shut the engines. Yeah, buddy. That's all off. Off with those generators. Yeah, let's just go off on everything. Kill the radios too. No, we didn't. They're still talking. Pilot TDC still coming through with their communication. But okay, we made it. Not the best landing, etc. by any means, but a fun flight nevertheless. I'm actually gonna not jump straight to that. I'm interested in actually doing the... Let me see if I'd have to do the seatbelt signs or any other interaction. Is the problem that the engines haven't shut just yet? Oh yeah, it's because these aren't completely offline. Now they are. Yeah, let's get those engines off. That should do the trick. But yeah, the weather looks very nice. The clouds in X-Plane are just amazing. It's starting to become an issue sometimes when I fly P3D, and I'm like, yeah, I want to fly with beautiful clouds and reasonable ground textures, and then I'm like, yeah, but I have X-Plane, and X-Plane is very nice. Not gonna lie. When it works, it truly does work. Still waiting for something. Could just be a delayed. I'm gonna try to open the door here and just see if that can trigger the deboarding. Okay, doesn't seem like it. We'll just have to wait a bit for pack. Oh, there we go. And flight 410. So not as bad as it could have been, but definitely not as good as it could have been either. Let's go and watch the replay. We'll just drag it a bit. Hopefully that will give us enough information to judge it, but let's see. Yeah, okay, we still have some ways to go. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, love the explain replay mode, seeing all the flaps down, etc. This is very nice. Oh, why is it smoking? That could be the replay. Did I hit a tree? Hope not. But okay, let's have a look. Okay, okay, it's fine, it's fine. It's here we mess up. Look at that. What the hell happens at that moment? Oh, it's me. I use too much rudder, so the rudder is sensitive. So don't be cautious with the rudder. Look at that. Damn. That's how you get everyone killed on board. I wonder if it's that sensitive in real life. But yeah, the landing itself was okay. Kind of firm, but nice. Need to have a look at my XP realistic settings. Check if there was anything off or odd. With, but I felt, I mean, 410, maybe that was a reasonable kind of how it would have felt. At least visually, how it would have looked. Okay, we'll de-toggle the replay mode. So yeah, quite an okay long flight, almost 1 hour and 30 minutes. Hopefully enjoyed the video. Finally Embraer 110 flight where we all survived. If you have any questions or comments or need help with setting this aircraft up in X-Plane 12, do let me know and I'll be glad to help. And if nothing else, then until the next video, thank you for watching and bye bye.